All right, you guys, that was a hell of a first half. Here's the second half. Brad got this special guest, Arielle Silver, originally from Boston, and she'll tell you the rest, I think. Big hand for Arielle.
Wow, this has been a really nice evening so far, and I'm glad that it's not over. Dulcie, love it. Laurel and Dan, thank you, Bennington, for being on the sound. So I've been remembering recently and dwelling upon this Carl Jung quote. Maybe you know it, but maybe bears remembering, even if you know it. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Right? Whoa. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. My sweetheart says, similarly, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. So I'm Arielle Silver, that's all you know about me right now. And I'll add this to what you know about me, which is that I've had a lifelong complication with my mother. None of you can relate to that, right? But maybe some of you can't, and that's beautiful. I was at a birthday party last night, and the birthday man was talking about how awesome he and his mom are, what a great relationship they have, and that for years was heartbreaking to me because I don't have that. But then last year, in an attempt to further understand perhaps how I might sort my way through this lifelong complication, I tried to do something that I had never before done, which was consider things from her perspective. Now, I can't say that she's ever done that for me, and so I felt a little bitter about the idea at first. Like, why should I consider it from her perspective if she's never blah, blah, blah. But then I thought, well, I'm only responsible for me, and she gets to do whatever it is that she wants to do. Right. So then I thought, well, what would she have, so I'm sure she didn't envision one day when she was young, perhaps about 24 years old and about to have her first child, I'm sure she didn't think, I hope I have a terrible relationship with this one. I'm sure that didn't happen. And so I thought, if you were the woman that you wanted to be, what would that be like? And this is what came out of it. I remember that she once wanted to be an archaeologist. How's it sound out there? If you were the woman that you wanted to be, you'll be knee-deep in dirt, combing layers of earth. You'll be digging down through the centuries, making stores out of broken pottery. But you settled down and married young. Now you're looking in the mirror at the woman you've become. What do you do with someone else's dream? Someone else's life, someone's heart, back in someone else's dream. If you were the woman that you wanted to be, you'll be skidding out the lane before the screen door hits the frame. You'll be steering straight to lands you never knew, buried temples and gods shaking off your facade. But what kind of woman breaks a decent home? And how do you know if you can make it on your own? What do you do with someone be? Why do you shove pieces of yourself under the rug? What do you do with someone else's dream? Someone else's life, someone's heart. What can you say when you are caught between who you are and who you thought you'd be? Back in someone else's dream. Someone else's dream. Back in someone else's dream. Thank you. Oh, well, now you know that. So let's move on to existential crises, shall we? Folk music can handle that. That's what I love about folk music. So when I was little, I had to wear glasses. I could see up close more than perfect, and I loved reading. We had a closet that my parents built in the basement filled with books, and I would hide in the closet reading. And I also loved my Play-Doh set, the kind that you put the Play-Doh in, you squeeze the handle and it comes out and all, you know the kind, right? Love that. Also, we lived in the woods and I loved playing with rocks and the mulchy leaves and things like that. I was sort of an introspective kid. Big surprise, turns into a songwriter. And I hated my glasses and I needed those for distance. So I hid behind a structure in the playground and I popped out the lenses and I said they broke, and then I never had to wear glasses again. Which was okay, until now. As I've gotten older, I have found that I can see distance more or less okay. I don't think it's gotten worse anyway. But I can't stay up close as well. I can't read without my glasses. Cell phone is a challenge. And I think maybe it has something to do with as we get older, or for me anyway, I also find myself more interested in the outside world. When I was younger, I was close up and navel gazing quite a lot. Not to say I don't do my fair share of nasal gazing and navel gazing. How about that? But I do look out on the world a bit more than I might have when I was a child. And there's something about freight trains in the distance, or just sitting on the beach and watching the waves out there far on the horizon, that really capture my attention. Last year I was, does anybody here know Kevin Fisher?
Oh yeah.
He's playing Naked to the World, if you remember that band. They're doing their once every 10-year reunion at Russ and Julie's house concert, first concert of the year, Naked to the World. My husband is the bass player in that band, used to tour with them, so. Last year I was driving down to San Pedro a lot to hang out with Kevin, and we would swap songs and have a fun little time. How's that? There's 6 strings, it's an awful lot. Anyway, down in San Pedro they have the freight trains come down, and then all the container ships ship all those goods out to somewhere, or maybe the other way around. And I found myself looking at those boats with those containers, and just put me in an existential crisis kind of situation. the freight trains in the distance. We'll hear that whistle blow. We'll see it slipping like a serpent beneath the sunset glow. Farther out, the clouds, they're building up a storm. They're throwing bolts of lightning. They say it's gonna pour, and someone's calling someone. I can hear the neighbors ring. No one's calling me. I turn up all the lamps. Like a lighthouse at the bay. And tip an empty bottle to another lonely day. And off the porch in the clover, beyond the throw of light, the fireflies are blinking, the coming of the night, like 1,000 tiny torches on a broken down marquee. And no one's calling me. That train knows where it's going. If you'll make it back around, I'll be sitting in the porch light on the lonely side of town. And closer now, the clouds, it's really gonna pour. It's rumbling with thunder, like the coming of the Lord. And someone's calling someone. Can almost hear that choir sing. No one's calling me. No one's calling me. Thank you. So this is my last song tonight for you. Thank you so much for being kind and giving the new girl an ear. I quit songwriting a decade ago. I moved to the West Coast, got a job behind the scenes in the music business, got divorced, got married, did a shitload of yoga. Started to work out that stuff about my family background. Got distracted by other things. Started, whatever, teaching yoga. And then last year I got bit by the songwriting bug again. So I called up Kevin Fisher and I said, hey, can I hang out a little bit? I just need someone, I don't want to do this all by myself, sitting alone in a room playing songs for myself. Can we just meet up once a week? He's like, yeah, come on down to San Pedro. So this all started last year for me. Those last 2 songs I played, I'm in the middle of recording. They're coming out on an album next year sometime, my first album in 13 years. Thank you. And while I had the band in the studio, I said, hey, I have a holiday song. And they were like, awesome. I was like, well, it's kind of a melancholy holiday song, like a Christmas breakup song. And they were like, oh, that's interesting to us. So here we go. It's the holiday season, so this song actually comes out in a couple of weeks on all the streaming platforms. So I'm kind of excited. It came out really nicely. And here's my solo version of it. There's something about the carols, or something about the booze that makes me think I got nothing left to lose. 'Cause the Yule log's burning brightly, but I'm here on Christmas Eve thinking maybe it's time for me to leave. Every station's playing, I'll be home for Christmas. How the melody once filled me with good cheer, but with every glass you pour I feel more sorrow. In this house it's a lonely time of year. I hung up borrowed stockings from a hook above the hearth, wishing the year would end with a fresh start. But there's tinsel on my suitcase, I hid the mistletoe. Well, maybe it's time for me to go. Every station's playing, I'll be home for Christmas. How the melody once filled me with good cheer, but with every glass you poured I feel more sorrow. In this house it's a lonely time of year. It's an icy two-lane blacktop, my wallet short on cash. I always have a reason holding me back. I played this song for my dad recently. He said, Arielle, you are Jewish. And this is the second Christmas song you have written. And I said, Dad, who writes all the Christmas songs? They're all Jewish songwriters. I'm just following the tradition of my people. Also, I mean, it's not as if, just because you're a minority, it's not as if the majority doesn't exist. I mean, I have definitely had my Christmas breakup, and that's what this song is about. While the snow falls like confetti, I'm weeping on the tree, 'cause the truth is I'm longing to be free. And that star up in the night sky that's shining through the snow, I think it's telling me it's time for me to go. but you're never really here. And in this house, it's a lonely time of year. Thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to sitting back there and listening to the rest of the night. I am going to be in the back by my little suitcase. It has cry towels and postcards and other fun things like that. Come visit me.
Arielle Silver. Thank you.